All right, y'all. You're looking for some good alternatives to some more expensive fragrances? Then stay tuned. I got a list of 7 good, affordable alternatives to some more pricey fragrances. Stay tuned. All right, y'all. This is Marvin Preaching Sense. Back at you all with another video. Just thought I'd go over, think about 7 or so fragrances that are just good alternatives, not necessarily clones. So if you're looking for clones, that's a different video. This is more ones that maybe remind you of it a little bit, maybe distant cousins or what have you. But let's get right to it, and you'll kind of see what I'm talking about here. The first one on the list here, I'm going to go with, caps coming off here, and this is by Armaf. This is Hunter Killer. Kind of a weird shape, weird design of a bottle here, but interesting. You know, it's different at least. But instead of getting a fragrance like red tobacco, or and even this one right here, it's the same color as red tobacco by Mancera. It's that same vein, and you would think it's a clone, but it's not. It goes a different direction, but it still has that strong, great performance. And if I had to compare the two, this would be like red tobacco meets Argos Triumph Bacchus, something like that. It would be like blending the two, because it has this green apple. I know, and it's like the color is like it's not matching what's in here, but it has a green apple and it mixes in with lavender. So you got green and purple, and then they got a red bottle here, right? But it does have the saffron. It does have the cinnamon, so that's kind of where you're probably getting the colors from. It has the nutmeg, so you get all these spices in there as well, and some peppers and what have you. There's some tobacco in here, a lot of notes in here. There's actually some warmth and some ambers in there as well. But it gives you this Argos kind of vibe in there, mixed with this red tobacco vibe. So if you want something that's still strong, really performs, this projects off the skin, this one, you're going to get good 8 hours out of this fragrance. It is, for it to be a clone, or I should say a cheaper fragrance, I should say. It's pretty amazing to me. But yes, it goes in a different direction. So it's not a clone of red tobacco, but if you want a good alternative, something in that $30-$40 range, get your nose on that. Okay, next one is if you, instead of going with a Jean Paul Le Parfum, instead of going with that type of DNA, why don't you go with this one, Bound for Men. Bound for Men is put you in that vein. It does have, it's a amber, warm, spicy type fragrance, but this one also has a green apple accord in there as well, so that kind of gives a little bit more of a fruity nuance to this fragrance. It also has a mandarin accord, so there's a little bit more fruitiness to this one. It has some lavender and some nutmeg, so you're gonna get the spices in here. This works for this time of year. There's some tonka and some ambers in here as well. Some leather nuances in the background. So it's a really good fragrance, very affordable, $25-$30 in that range. And I was quite impressed. 6 or 7 hours performance. It projects maybe an arm length, not beast mode or anything like that. It didn't really, I wouldn't call it a scent trail, but I was quite impressed with this one. So if you're looking for an affordable alternative to Jean Paul Gaultier, Le Male Le Parfum, try this one, Bound for Men, and see what you think. Okay, then let's go with instead of going with maybe one of the Invictus type DNAs, and I'm just going to say Invictus in general because they have a general vibe to it. This one right here is Nitro Red. Yeah, this is Nitro Red pour Homme, and this right here, once again, it's interesting with the color choices of these bottles, because you think one thing when you see the color of the bottle, this red bottle, but it does also have an apple. A lot of these have an apple cord in it, but Has the lavender and some bergamot, so you get that freshness. But this one as well, this one right here has a watermelon accord, which is probably why they're going with the red. So that's kind of the big difference in here. It's like a sweeter version of an Invictus type of DNA. And so it has the sweet herbs and it has some of the sandalwood. So you're gonna get the creaminess in here. You're gonna get the ambers and some patchouli in here. And this one is a little bit sweeter. So if you don't really like the sweet fragrances, to me this one goes, it's not gourmand sweet, but it's more, it kind of goes in that cotton candy type of sweet. So just go ahead and, you know, give it a shot. Once again, very affordable, but this is an aquatic, fruity, amber type of fragrance, and it puts you in the mind frame of an Invictus type of DNA. So get your nose on that one. So next we have by Lataffa, this is Khamrah. And as you could see here, doesn't want to focus, but you could tell that this is that angel share. That's what it's trying to do, right? If I can get to focus. And this right here, I wouldn't call it a direct clone of Angel Share though, because this one right here, although it looks the same and what have you, it goes a different direction, and it's actually in a really good way. It's actually not redundant to have both. And that's why I said it reminds you of Angel Share, but it goes a different direction. It's more of a sugary sweet though. If you don't like the super sweet fragrances, this one might not be for you. It has this sugary sweet. It also has a date accord in there, which gives it, and instead of maybe a nuttiness, it's really more sugary sweet, and it has the cinnamon, it has the nutmeg and what have yous, but it also goes into the whole praline. It really the praline is enhancing this with the caramel and the vanilla, and there's tonka and benzoin, so all those things you think of around the holidays, it's all in here. I really think this is a nice fragrance here. It's not boozy like Angel Share, so that's where it goes in a totally different direction. So you want something, a good alternative, give this one an alternative to Angel Share, give this one a shot in that $35 range. Okay, next one on this here is going to be, now this one, instead of going the direction of Oud for Greatness, which is a popular fragrance, a lot of people like that and talk about it, you could go with this one right here, which is also another one of those Lataffa fragrances. Interesting, nice bottle. This is actually, I believe it's really by Wasam, is I believe the company actually that puts it out, but I think I don't know if they work with Lataffa or it's owned by Lataffa or what, but most people, if you Google it, it'll come up as Lataffa, Wasam, Rumaan, and that's this one right here. It puts you in the vein of Oud for Greatness in some ways, but it's totally different direction in terms of this right here has a pomegranate accord. And pomegranate, one that I don't see in too many fragrances, but the pomegranate one gives it more of a fruitiness, that citrus and fruitiness off top, and it's actually really prominent in this fragrance. I believe that this might mean something with pomegranate in it. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's actually in the name. But you're gonna get the saffron, so you're gonna get that leathery, spicy nuance to it. You're gonna get a little smokiness in there as well. But this has the oud in there, so you're gonna get that oud in that you kind of remind you of the Oud for Greatness. You're gonna get some ambers and some patchouli, and maybe even a hint of some florals in here. This is this one really surprised me. So if you want something just, you know, a distant cousin of Oud for Greatness, but more of a fruity nuance to it, and just, you know, it's not real overly fruity or sweet. Don't get me wrong when I say that, but it's worth a shot in that, you know, $30, $40 range. Get your nose on that one. Okay, then this one right here, next one on this here, if you're looking for Louis Vuitton, Ombre, Nomade type of DNA, you know, those rose type fragrances, this one right here is called Royal Night. If you want to focus, here we go, Royal Night. I think it's the Woods Royal Night. And this here, I don't hear too many people talk about this one here. And this fragrance, it does kind of remind you of that, you know, that Ombre Nomade. You're going to get the, but this one is a little darker than that one. This one is a dark and smoky rose type of fragrance. So it's not that rosy rose. That's the way I would call it. But this is a dark, it has a raspberry accord, which really does something different. It's like a little twist to this fragrance. You're gonna get the incense and the leather and some woodiness from the amber wood, but it's a very dark type fragrance, man. This probably could have been featured in my Spice It Up video that I did a few days ago or last week, but it's definitely a dark fragrance with a hint of those rose and raspberry nuances. So get your nose on this one if you want something in that Ombre Nomade type of vibe. Okay, and then last but not least here, we're gonna go with if you're looking for something that puts you in that Creed original Santal or maybe Royal Oud by Creed, in that kind of vein, maybe even I think I'm thinking of another one. Maybe the Allure Homme type of fragrances by Chanel, kind of. It's kind of has a mixture of all those, but this right here is 8 and Bob, Egypt. And this right here is just, this one right here blew me away because it's look at the bottle, so simple. You're not thinking much, but if you like kind of an old school type of vibe, if you want that just smooth and just man, this one I would definitely dress it up a bit, but this is old school but smooth. It opens up with a mossiness and a lavender type of vibe with mixed with some lemon. So that's kind of put you in the Allure Homme by Chanel type of vein. But then it also has this creaminess from the sandalwood. You're gonna get some cardamom and some nutmeg, so a little spice, but not much, but little spices, some spice in there, some patchouli in here. And it's just, but then for some reason it reminds me of those Creed fragrances, maybe the original Santal a little bit, maybe a little bit of the Royal Oud with that just kind of that old school, I'd say very, smells like money. If you had to put a scent to money, that's what I would say this is. So smooth fragrance, get your nose on it, give it a shot. They actually come in 1 ounce bottles, so you're able to, that's why I would put this one in an affordable one, because it has the small bottles that you can get in that 50. This one might be the most pricey one on my list, I'd probably say, but still very affordable. So get your nose on that. So I just went over 7 alternatives to some more expensive type fragrances. The fragrances that they were alternative to are all, those 200 and up type of fragrances. So these right here are all pretty much 50 and under. Some of them even as low as $25. So if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe, and look forward to going over some more fragrances in the next video. This is Marvin with Preaching Sense. Catch you all in the next video.